everyone, my name is Darren, and today we'll be taking a look at the Peyote Air Force Base out in West Texas. While there isn't much left, there's some interesting history behind this spot that caught my eye, so I've decided to go ahead and make a video. We'd also like to apologize for not uploading, but we had some licensing issues with our editing software, and it was just one of those things that had to be worked out before we could upload again. Anyways, let's take a look at this base. If you've ever gotten the chance to drive through West Texas, you'll find that there really isn't very much out there. In fact, I've never seen so many abandoned gas stations in my life. However, about a mile off of Interstate 20 in the town of Peyote is the Rattlesnake Bomber Air Force Base, or the Peyote Air Force Base. It was nicknamed the Rattlesnake Bomber Base due to the large amount of snake dens that were uncovered during construction. The base was constructed in 1942 and served as a training air base for many. During the height of operations, the base had over 6,000 enlisted and officers as well as hundreds of civilians on the base. By 1952, the base would only be used for storing and maintaining several World War II aircraft, primarily the B-29 Superfortresses. In 1950, roughly 100 craft were taken out of storage to fight in the Korean War. However, it was clear that the days of the prop engine were just about over on the battlefield. After realizing the jet engine had taken over, a smelter was placed on the base in 1953 and the government ordered the rest of the aircraft to be scrapped. Though one especially notable aircraft was stored here for about a year or so until it would be transferred to the Smithsonian. This craft was the B-29, commonly known as the Enola Gay. This craft dropped the bomb in Hiroshima and helped conclude the war in the Pacific, arguably saving millions of lives while doing so. The craft arrived in 1952 and left for the Smithsonian in 1953. Other well-known planes stored at Peyote included the B-17 Flying Fortress nicknamed Swoos. This aircraft was the B-17 with a serial number of 40-3097 that saw extensive use in the Southwest Pacific theater of World War II, and survived to become the oldest B-17 still intact. When the decision was made to close Peyote, the Swoos was actually flown out underneath its own power. Also stored at Peyote was a Douglas XB-47 Mixmaster pusher-type bomber with dual rear propellers. The Mixmaster was later shipped by train from the base, while the wings were smelted at Peyote. Today, the Mixmaster resides at the National Museum of the United States Air Force in Dayton, Ohio, awaiting restoration. Sometime in 1953, the last commanding officer of the base was told that the base would cease complete operation by December 31st, 1953. Only a 27-man caretaker team would remain until 1955 when the last plane and the caretakers would leave. For a few years, the site remained abandoned until a Cold War radar base was installed in April of 1958. Part of the base would reopen as the Peyote Air Force Station and was used to guide interceptor aircraft toward unidentified craft flying on the radar. In March of 1963, the Air Force ordered the base to close once again, and by August, operations had completely ceased. Most of the land was turned over to the University of Texas at Austin. Following the complete deactivation of the base, the General Services Administration, or the GSA, had disposed of nearly all the buildings on the site. At one time, there were 6 large hangars on the base. One was destroyed in the filming of the 1980 science fiction film, Hangar 18, and the rest were likely disposed of by the GSA. By 1985, only the maintenance hangar you see here remained. By 1996, the roof of this hangar had been removed and the walls of the hangar are all that remain on the base today. There is no clear future for this site, so it will remain as a large, empty plot of land with the sun reflecting off of a once prominent flight line. Anyways, that will conclude this story, and I know the video itself is probably kind of boring, but I think the history is great. Anyways, do us a favor and like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss a video from us. Follow my social media for updates, which will be linked in the description, and as always, stay safe, guys.